Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Ninja King, and today we're doing What If Deku vs Izuru Kamukura Epilogue. Now you may be asking, what is this chapter, what is this going to be? It's more of an epilogue for the story, so let's not waste more time and get on with the What If, and hope people like this part. As Izuru was shown, his hair was being cut. As it shows Junko/Ryoko cutting his hair. As he looks at him, I kinda like your long hair, why are you cutting it? I want a new hairstyle. Junko laughs a bit. Well, you're definitely something else. He starts cutting her hair. So when did you get your memories back? Right as I got hit by my clone, I guess? I guess you can say he was a clone, but he was another more completed normal. Midoriya just sighs a bit, remembering his past. Can't believe all 3 years passed like this. Definitely. No more incidents. Except for the one you had to consider for the Middle Liberation Frontier. They remember that day, when they basically went to a war against the Middle Liberation Frontier. We do realize that the situation would have been a lot more chaotic if the League of Villains joined them. Even Shigaraki said that many heroes may have died, even he gave in them. He even fought the Green Destro, and while it wasn't really that much of a fight, as it was more of a bloody battle, / not even a battle, it was more of a slaughter in terms of Midoriya. Midoriya easily took Green Destro down, even with the amount of anger he has stored. And in the end, he stole his quirk, like he did to all of his villains. Right now, Midoriya's identity has been revealed to the public, and his real quirk has also been revealed, which kind of doesn't make him a little bit correct. I still can't believe it. Yo, Junko and Nishita. Yep, Shidan says, cutting Midoriya's hair finally. Yo, as Midoriya gets up looking at his hair, it was back to the messy green of his past. Yep, his eyes. He then looks at his eyes, which was still the same red color. This will never change, will it? Well, it kind of fused with the other selves, didn't you? Midoriya looks at his hair, and first of all, he then used an hair manipulation quirk to kind of change his hair a bit. It became more straight, more straightforward, as basically it does. Don't ask me why all for one has this quirk, I don't know, maybe he wanted to style his hair, maybe he changed the hair color, stuff like that. Okay, anyways, Midoriya basically just looked at his hair, looked back at Junko. Still, a lot of things happened and I still don't know what to do with this situation. How about just getting married? Your mother wants that. Yeah, but the said I pulled on her. Midoriya remembers what he did. After his conversation, he left her endeavor to get his graduation and came back to her. He then told her the full story, everything, and how he felt. He felt like he just wanted more power, wanted more of a quirk, and wanted everything. He wanted to be special. So when he found this offer online, he immediately went to it and didn't think back on it. He realized he was a selfish kid, and Inko and him never talked after that day. They did, here and there, as she asked him how his day was, but something that they died between them. A trust that Midoriya wanted to give her, it died on him. Not her, she still trusted him with all her heart. But to him, it was kind of a failure. He didn't know what to do. And right now, everything was not going to set. Still, I can't believe it. Midoriya looks at his graduation license. As then he gets a call from his agency. Yeah, I'll be there, Midoriya says, opening a portal with his Warpgate quirk. A copycat ability, you can say that. As he walks in, and so does Junko. They own one big agency, with not that many people, but enough people on his side to work with him. Midoriya has 3 different sidekicks, each of them are on their first year of UA. It has been a few years since it graduated from UA, and Midoriya has been climbing up the hero rankings a bit more, finally becoming at least at the top 10. Junko, on the other hand, is perfectly fine at the top 20. She's not moving up or down at all, and that's perfectly fine with her, as long as she keeps that spot. And right now, Midoriya in the top 10 ranking was number 3. Currently in the top 10 was Endeavor, Hawks, and him, Miracle, and the other heroes. And Junko was there in the top 20 with a few of his classmates as well. Bakugo was easily rising up the ranks, trying to catch up to him. He was right now at top 11, and right now he was definitely gonna get up if enough popularity, missions, and everything else works. Bakugo is never gonna give up, Midoriya says, as then he gets information about an island raid. Already on there, Midoriya goes, as he basically sees someone attacking him. Midoriya blocks it before he sends it back. As he sees it was another 5th generation perfected number. I see. So what do you call? 9 or 10? 10. The Nomi then says, activating all for one's quirk. I'm gonna take you down, you felt project? Midoriya just pushes him closer, grabs his neck before saying, no, Grabbing his hand, red lightning surges out before he just falls down in the ground, defeated and unconscious. See? Midori insists. It was that easy. Midori really doesn't know why anyone even tried to fight him. He was basically a perfect hero, every sense of the word. But that meant perfection came with dullness. He wanted a challenge one day. That clone of his, it gave him a challenge. Now, he didn't even want it anymore. Plus, he had a few more quirks. He said, erupting his blue flames. All the quirks he stole from that clone of his and then put it on. Currently, Tartarus was also still being run by Hill, his technically mentor, I guess you can say. It was complicated what kind of relationship he had with Nagisa and everything else. But still, he didn't care much. Oh boy. Tartarus was now being run by Nagisa after certain events happened. Makoto had to retire, not because of his choice, but he did after and joined the Safety Commission. And for some unknown reason, the Safety Commission members all died, leading to new, more better heads, with Makoto and Kyoko being on the top. He wondered why there were new heads and why the old ones got deleted, but after seeing some files about Makoto and some of his plans, he kind of realized that he was planning this shit for a long ass time. I wonder why he acted a while, but he didn't care. The Safety Commission was run by now more morally good people, you can say. Technically speaking, they had to do a few more things to make sure that a lot of public truth about the Safety Commission were released. But let's just say had a lot of backlash and the original Safety Commission had to get destroyed and a whole new one had to be formed. Yep, a lot of things happened all together. Midori's eyes, kind of feeling his headache coming up. As he closed his eyes, he opened his eyes again and it had been a few more years. It was not an instant transition. He gets up, his body looking a little bit more older as he looked up to the city. As then hears an explosion. Never a dull moment in my life for the number one hero. Unfortunately, Midori had become the number one hero. Why unfortunately and not why grateful? It's because he became the unwilling number one hero. As he basically stopped the robbery and everything else. Basically meant that he needed to go everywhere. If All Might was a symbol of peace that smiled on his face, so was Midoriya. But unlike All Might, he can go everywhere in the world. Means that he was a number one hero, a true symbol of peace, keeping the crime rate down. And most villains didn't even want to fight him thanks to All for One, quirk, and everything else. Midoriya had to thank that man that died stupidly, thinking that he can only surpass All Might. And in the end, he got his quirk and the world got one hell of a hero. A very powerful one, in fact. You can even imagine stories where a world where he basically didn't get the power. This was his quirk, his true journey. But it did mean something else. Who was the number 2 hero, you may be asking? Well, it wasn't Bakugo, he stayed at number 3, and Todoroki at number 4. Number 2 was, well, surprisingly, Hajime. And he was not surprised at all. That man was meant to be All Might's number 1 hero. And Midoriya was okay with letting him be the number 1 hero. Hajime said that he's okay with the number 2 spot, but Midoriya deserving the number 1 title. And so Midoriya was the number 1 hero. He got married to Junko after a while, and he basically is living kind of his dream life. He pulled out a spear out of the air before slamming it down to a few more villains, hitting it down before sending him flying across a few buildings, hitting the floors and getting knocked out. See? That is done, Midoriya says, looking at all of them. I guess there never is a dull moment in the life of a natural noble hero. Midoriya then goes wanting to form some sort of individual groups or everything else. Something else that he can rely on. This job was kind of still irritating to him, but not really that much. But he just had to decide to himself, thinking to himself that the world is a lot more peaceful now with him than it ever was before. A lot more villains have been quieting down. And the CIA Saikai, which was once he thought was going to be a problem, would have already been done with. Abby has been growing up and he treats her like his niece, which kind of he technically was. He sees Hajime as a brother that he never had. And since he also got married and adopted Eri with his wife, it's still fun to think that man ended up with someone. He says, sitting down in the chair, looking at Junko, who is basically making dinner. You can believe that this was the daughter of All for One. It's a chaotic mess of events, and this is everything else. She left the omelette before he went flying and hitting Midoriya's face. Yikes! She says, "You okay? Don't worry. 8 resistance comes in handy for this kind of situation." They both laugh a bit and kind of enjoy the time. After all, this was a peaceful moment Midoriya wanted. And something a lot of heroes do nowadays is just relax a bit with him around. So that means more stress, but it doesn't mean all heroes were like relaxing. Class 1A were doing their job, and so were many other heroes and everything else. Midoriya sighs, sitting down in a chair, taking a nap a bit. He didn't want to do anything more for today except for just sleep. He had his life and fully done. He even managed to talk to his mom a bit more and understand the problems that she had with him and he had with her. the issue was solved and they were talking like normal again, which was he was very thankful for, no matter how the situation happens. And I'm gonna end things off here. So yeah, again, this was more like an epilogue part where I wanted to get some of my thoughts out for the series and everything else in it. Now, anyways, for my thoughts around the series. When I first made the series, I didn't thought it would do this great. When I first started, it got 100 views on my channel, which was already low to start with. Originally, my channel had 19/10 subs when I originally posted this, so I thought, no one was going to see it. Plus, it was a fun project I would upload here and there. After I saw it, I immediately uploaded the first part. Second part at least. The first part was at least 1 hour and it was kind of something else. But that this story basically became more and more, and currently we are at this situation. So I'm thankful for all the support this series has gotten. Anyways, ta-ta! See you all next time.